Hi guys, welcome to my channel Sushruta. Today our topic is on classification of chordates. Classification of chordates. It's some a bit lengthy topic, but let's learn it. First, this is the outline classification of chordates. See, phylum Chordata is first divided into two groups, Acrania and Craniata. Acrania is also known as Protochordata and Craniata is also known as Euchordata. These groups are divided on the basis of presence of the skull or brain box. Okay? And next, Acrania is divided into subphylums, two subphylums. They are Urochordata and Cephalochordata. Urochordata is again divided into three classes. They are Acidiaceae, Thalaceae and Larvaceae. Next, Cephalochordata is divided into a single class, Leptocardi. This is not at all important. This is not mostly discussed. Mostly these three classes are discussed. Okay. Next, coming to Craniata. Craniata is divided into a single subphylum, that is Vertebrata. We all are familiar with this name, right? And this Vertebrata has again divided into two divisions. Those are Agnatha and Gnathostomata. That means jaw and jawless. Jaw bearing and jawless, okay? Agnatha. Agnatha is divided into two classes, Cyclostomata and Ostracodermi. Gnathostomata. Gnathostomata is divided into two superclasses. First one is Pisces and the second one is Tetrapoda or tetrapods. Pisces is again divided into three classes, Placodermi, Chondrichthyes and Ostrichthyes. Tetrapods is again divided into four classes. They are Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. Okay, this is the outline classification of chordates. Sarada. Next, let's discuss about the first group, that is group 1, Acraniata or Protochordata. Why it is named as Protochordata? Pro means primitive. That means they are the first. Okay, chordate means we all know it. Acraniata, they has no true brain or skull. That is, the brain box is absent. That is why they are known as acrania. Okay. Next, acraniates are marine. They are small in size, primitive type of lower chordates. Next, head, cranium, jaws, vertebral column and brain are absent. They are completely absent in acraniates or protochordates. Next, this acraniata is divided into two subphylums. Here, subphylum Urochordata and other subphylum Cephalochordata. Urochordata is also known as Tunicata. I'll tell you why it is also known as Tunicata. Notochord is present in larval tail because Uro means tail region. So, notochord is present in larval tail and in the adult form it is absent. The adults are fixed to the substratum. That is, they are mostly marine living, so they may be fixed to some of the wood or leaves which is present in the sea. Okay, and it is also known as tunicata. I said, because the body of an adult is enclosed within tunic made up of cellulose like substance known as tunicin. It is the tunicin chemical formula C6H10O5 N times. That means, this point means that it is also known as tunicata because the adult form has outer body covering with tunic, which is made up of tunicin. So these are known as tunicates or tunicata. Next, notochord can be seen only in the larvae and disappears in the adults, as I said before. The larvae can move and undergoes metamorphosis, that is retrogressive metamorphosis. The tadpole, the herd mania, we have seen in the before video this retrogressive metamorphosis. It is mostly seen in urochordates. Okay. Next, the Urochordata is divided into three classes. They are Acidiaceae, Thalaceae and Larvaceae. Acidiaceae, this is the first class. It has no stalk. That means Sedentary form means it is directly attached to the substratum or something, but no other stalk like structures are present for attachment. Okay. Next, tail is absent. In Acidiaceae, sessile and solitary, that means they are single. Many pharyngeal gill slits are present. They are open in atrium. I mean, these pharyngeal gill slits open in atrium of Acidiaceae. Example, Herdmania and Siona. In Herdmania, we see that retrogressive metamorphosis, which I said before. It is a characteristic of euchordates. Eurochordates. Thalassae, free swimming animals. Mouth and atrial pore are opposite side. That means they are freely swimming animals. This mouth and atrial pore are present oppositely. Test is clear and transparent. Test means tunicin. It is clear and transparent. Example of Thalassae is Pyrosoma. Next, Larvaceae. These are also free swimming animals, that is pelagic, and they are solitary. That means, I said you before, single organisms. In adults, tail is with notochord in Larvaceae, but gill slits are present. Example, Oikopleura. Next, this is the second subphylum, Cephalochordata. Cephalo means head. Cephalo means head. In cephalochordates, notochord is present from head to tail. That means from whole body. In the whole body, the notochord is present. But when it comes to that Urochordata, the notochord is present only in the tail. But in cephalochordates, from head to tail. Next, atrium is present in cephalochordates. Motile adult and larval stages. That means the larval stage and adult both are motile. That means movable. They are not sedentary or fixed to a particular region. The tail is present throughout life. They show progressive metamorphosis. But when it comes to Urochordata, show retrogressive metamorphosis. Example for that is Herdmania. These show progressive metamorphosis. Notochord is found throughout the life. A large number of well-developed pharyngeal gill slits are present. Pharyngeal gill slits are also present. Example, Amphioxus. Okay, we see this type study in our syllabus. Next, the second group, Craniata or Euchordata. The first group is Acrania, I said you before. This is the second group. U means true. That means these are true chordates. Okay. Next, under Craniata, these characters are, they are aquatic, terrestrial and aerial. Yes, we see birds and on land animals and aquatic pisces also. So these habitat is aquatic, terrestrial and aerial of Craniata. They are big in size and higher chordates. These chordates are advanced, not like prochordates. These are advanced chordates. They are lower chordates and these are higher chordates. Next, head, cranium, jaws, vertebral column and brain are present. But in Acrania, these are absent. Next, subphylum Vertebrata. We are very much familiar with this name, right? Vertebrates. These are advanced chordates, as I said before. And the notochord is replaced by a vertebral column in adults. Yes, even we humans, who comes under vertebrates, have vertebral column. Note, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. This is 100% right. Because these all vertebrates comes under chordates, but all chordates doesn't comes under vertebrates. Remember this point. It is important in some of the competitive exams. Next, this subphylum Vertebrata is divided into some divisions, that Agnatha and Gnathostomata. As I said before, jaw-bearing and jawless. Agnatha. In Agnatha, teeth and jaws are absent. Gnatha means jaw. Okay, Agnatha means teeth and jaws are absent. It is divided into two classes. They are Cyclostomata and Ostracodermy. Cyclostomata, Cyclo means round, stoma means mouth. Round shaped mouth is present in these kind of organisms. So they are named as cyclostomata. They are primitive and marine vertebrates. They live in sea. Endoskeleton is poorly developed. That means the endoskeleton gives the mechanical support to their body. Their body is not completely developed. That means this endoskeleton is poorly developed. No, it cannot support completely. And gill slits are 5 to 16 paired. Example, Petromyzon. Petromyzon. Even we studied this type study in our syllabus. Next, the next class, Ostracodermy. Actually, this class is not mostly said because all the organisms present in Ostracodermy are extinct. The vertebrates which comes under this class are extinct. So these are extinct vertebrates. Example, Drapanapsis. Next, division. This is the second division. First one is Agnatha and this is second, Gnathostomata. Gnatha, what I said before, Gnatha means jaws. So teeth and jaws are present. In embryo, notochord is present. While developing, vertebral column is developed in adults. Okay. Next, paired fins and limbs are present. Of course. Divided into two superclasses. They are Pisces and tetrapods. Pisces means all fishes comes under these. Tetrapoda means tetra means 4 and poda means limbs. Okay. Superclass Pisces. They bear fins. We know them. They are divided into three classes. They are Placodermy, Chondrichthyes and Ostichthyes. Class Placodermy. Body has an external protective armor of bony scales or plates are present. That means its body is covered by bony scales. That means those scales are made up of Austin pigments. Example, Climatius. Next class Chondrichthyes. The name itself says chondroitin means those are the salts present in cartilages, pigments. So Chondrichthyes means this includes all cartilaginous fishes. This class Chondrichthyes includes all cartilaginous fishes. That means their endoskeleton is made up of cartilage. Example, Scoliodon and Torpedo. Class Ostichthyes. Osteon. Osteon is the unit of bone. That means this class includes bony fishes. It means that the endoskeleton of these fishes are made up of bones. Osteon. Example, Labio and Hippocampus. Next, here comes our last superclass, Tetrapoda. Tetrapoda. As I said before, tetra means 4 and poda means limbs. 4 limbs are present. That's why this superclass is known as Tetrapoda. It is divided into 4 classes: Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammals. So the first class is Amphibia. Amphi means dual or both. Bio means life. So they can live in both water as well as on land. So these organisms are named as amphibians because they can live both on aquatic and terrestrial. Habitat aquatic and terrestrial. Skull is dicondylic skull. That means 2 occipital condyles are present. So it is known as dicondylic skull. And these are poikilothermus. Poikilothermus means cold-blooded. That means they change their body temperature according to the surroundings. Hibernation means winter sleep, we all know it. And fertilization is external. Example, Bufo and Rana. That means toad and Rana tigrina. Everything comes under amphibia. Class Reptilia. Even these are poikilothermus, that means cold-blooded. And these are creeping animals. They just creep on the land, right? And horny scales are, the exoskeleton is made up of horny scales. That means like spines they are. And the cranium is monocondylic here. That means the cranium is made up of only single occipital condyle. So it is monocondylic. The larval stages are absent in reptilia. And examples, snake and lizard. Class Aves. Aves means birds. They are warm-blooded and their habitat is aerial because they meant for flight. Feathers are present instead of fins, and jaws are teethless because it is developed into beak. We all know the mouth of the birds is beak. Example, Columba livia, that means like pigeon and sparrow, etc. Class Mammalia. These are higher vertebrates. Mammary glands are present to feed their babies. And homeotherms, that means warm blooded. The temperature, body temperature is constant. Body hair is present and the fertilization is internal. Example, human, dog, cat, rat, everything comes under mammalia. That means from daily organisms we see many mammals. That's it guys. If you liked my video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Sushruta. Bye bye guys. Meet you in the next video.